Hello everyone, I'm Xio Gang. Okay, let's add another environment. Let's add a gate. We say gate in the blueprint here. And then we see this marker. This is the place. Then we click in. After clicking in, we find this Windows installation. Okay. After we come in, we select just download this one. And we need to use the latest version. Because if it's not the latest gate D, the ET client has bugs, but it shouldn't affect anything. Don't just copy other people's projects. Let's try copying this link. This side might download a bit slowly. Let's just open July. We create a new link. We download immediately. This July is secretly upgrading itself again. Let's wait for it to finish updating. Let's see if we can get into this smoothly. We can enter it smoothly. We can just download it directly through the browser. It looks like we haven't retrieved the download link yet. Let's wait until the June A updates. Okay. Then we just click download now. The A card will download instantly, right? Okay, it proves there's no problem. Okay, let's just double click it. Okay, let's double click the whole line. Then we just click along, and that's it. That's it, you don't even have to look. Just keep clicking until it's done. No need to look, just click. Okay, absolutely no problem. You don't need to worry about this. This is Sunlight's advertisement. Turn off Sunlight. There are too many ads here. This computer hasn't made any sounds. It shouldn't affect it. We will switch to the desktop computer later. So everyone, please just take a look first. Okay, then we can skip that part. After we install Lanlai and after installing this gate, then we'll just go to a random spot here. For example, inside the project, let's place it here. And then regarding all the knowledge operations of this gate, and it seems like I can't explain everything to you right now. Let's just demonstrate something simpler for everyone. We can find a C++ project. We can look at the gate here. Let's take a look. The gate here has many operations. I can't explain all of them. Let's demonstrate it directly. Okay, then initialize a gate here, right? And this is essentially our version control. So how do we manage it? For example, right now in this place, Get Studios, find so many files, but some of these files are unnecessary. We need to filter them out. So how do we filter them out? It's actually quite simple. Over here, I have 2 files from my own project. Let's paste them here. Okay, let's put it here. Then let's take another look at it. We'll get its status. Okay, you'll notice that in this place there are several files that are blocked for us. How are these 2 files written? We will put it on our lecture notes later. Might be in the later lecture notes. This will definitely be released to everyone. You can see that none of these have problems, right? This means that we need to screen. Some things that need to be blocked, we let it. When launching with a new link, don't open the old one. Otherwise, sometimes you might change things that you don't want to change. We erase these setups. Okay, so this is for blocking folders. And then pay attention. Then what is this? This is getLi. We use large files. That is, which large files are in this type of file. Storing it in this way for the entire file. It's roughly like this. So what this means is that we now use getAdd. We've tracked the current file. Then we commit it. We give it one called feature. We call it init, my project. We need to configure who we are in this spot, right? we can configure it. Let's use this to configure it. We get config global user temp. I'll write it here. This one popped up for me. Then I'll do it this way. It's too much trouble to type out like this. Right-click and copy this area. Take a look. Test it. Then I'll use this back arrow. It's the left arrow. We'll write this inside. Okay, then configure this place into our global email. Next, we will configure a lamp. Let's change this lamp. We'll call it XG. And at this point, let's get committed. So we submit them to our local place. We call it init me project. So we are now essentially submitting a version. We can see this in this panel. We can see that we have submitted a version called init me project. Then, for example, let's add a new file. For example, we write here in our code. Or let's put a text file here. Okay, we will create a new text file. At this point, we track it again. You will find that, right? So we just need to add another file. Then this thing appeared here. So how do we solve it? We should write it like this. There should be one of these. We paste it in. It's just that it can't recognize the Chinese characters. Let's turn this on. Let's take a look at this again. How? It requires recognition of Chinese, right? Let's submit this file again. Then we call it add key. This commit looks like this. Submitted successfully, right? Let's check the git log. It just means another commit was made on this branch. Then there should be no problem. And this section is still normal. We turned off the case sensitivity. Is that by default? It ignores case. You must turn it off. Otherwise, there will be some problems. Right. It means that sometimes when you are working on it, if it fails to ignore the casing, it won't be able to correctly trace the files. It will create bugs. Right. Then I'll check if this spot is get call. Just one. Close ignore case. Okay, that's fine. Then the entire gate configuration is right here. Actually, there are many things with gates. We are currently on the local machine. We did a project management like this locally. We can submit this project to a remote server like GitHub, GitLab, or you can set up your own. This way, we can collaborate and develop the work with others. Then we usually create this is the master module. We won't touch the master branch. We will create a Delaware, which is a development branch. Something like that. Or it's equivalent to you having your own branch and someone else having their own branch. And then maintaining code consistency between you two. For collaborative development work, okay? It's basically something like this. And of course, you can also use SVN or some other version control methods. Because for me, I deployed my own GitLab on AWS. Then I use this entire set of version management methods here. If you are just starting to learn, you don't have to worry about that first, because this is very simple. Also, every project and every team is different. There's no problem even if you don't do version control. My biggest concern is that the code I write today, and then tomorrow I write something and it suddenly can't compile. And if I can't roll back, then there will be problems. For example, if I write something tomorrow, so I'll just roll back to today's, it means I don't need my work for tomorrow, but we guarantee that the project is fine, right? So version control is very important. We'll give you a simple demonstration of our gate environment. We won't go into depth on this topic here, because these are optional things. This belongs to if you plan on getting a job. Then before you start working, quickly review some usage techniques for this gate, or SVN, etc. And some other version control techniques will be sufficient. Okay, thank you all. We'll stop here.